What's up guys, Ulisses here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about one of the most common emails that I get from you guys, and it's about being on a low budget as a bodybuilder, fitness, physique guy. And I can relate because when I started out, I didn't have anything, and I know what it means to actually trying to budget to fit that kind of lifestyle. I mean, the bodybuilding lifestyle is tough as it is. It's very expensive to eat right, to eat the right foods on a student budget anyway. So I can totally relate to that email, and I've received that email so much, so I decided to sit down today and do a video and just talk to you guys about how you can plan and economize to live on a bodybuilding budget. Okay, I'll start off with when I was coming up. Just out of high school, I really wanted to get into bodybuilding because I saw results with my training, and a bunch of my friends were like, you need to do a show, We actually got together as a group and decided to enter a show, and long story short, I won that show. I won the novice, I won the open, I won the teenage category, I won everything. And that's what got me into bodybuilding, because when I started, it was just to gain weight. I wasn't working out to be Arnold or to, be on some competition. I just got into it because I saw great results and people thought I had great genetics and I should actually look into competing. And so I did one show for fun with a bunch of my friends. Didn't know how to diet, didn't know how to pose, didn't know how to do anything. I watched a few videos, took some tips about dieting, and got into the show, won the show. And from then on, I decided every single year I'm going to do a bodybuilding show. This way, I would stay motivated to train, I would stay motivated for my goals, and I would see it through. And that's how I got into this whole dedication thing, into motivating myself to compete and to just train. It's hard enough to actually motivate yourself. A lot of people start training and then they drop out. So that was the way I chose to actually, and it worked really well because every year I stayed on course with my training, stayed on course with my diet, and I did a show. So, but that being said, it's very expensive and it's very hard, especially starting out. You don't have a lot of followers, you don't have sponsors, you're not making a lot of money, you're just paying for your room and board, or you're just paying for your little apartment or studio. So it's very hard, and I can totally relate to that. So today's video is to talk about how you can economize on a low budget to live the bodybuilding lifestyle, fitness lifestyle, physique, everything. First off, when I started off, I realized that I didn't have the money. So what I had to do was make sure I budget myself. And budgeting myself, I looked at all the foods that's needed, and I had to stick to the basics. So when I say stick to the basics, is like for your carbs, I always made sure I had a bag of oats. I went and got my bag of oats. And I used to do this every month when I got paid, actually. I would go and get my bag of oats, my bag of rice, and bags of potatoes. So when you buy it in bulk, I think at the time, oh man, my sister used to take me, and family members used to take me, and we used to go to Costco's or go to like a big department store and just buy bulk of stuff, and I'll pay them the money, and I had my bulk of food that I needed. It was expensive, but once I've spent that amount of money, I know that that's gonna last me for a long time. And I came up with ingenious ways to be creative with my meals so I can actually prolong it, you know what I mean? So I got my oats. For my protein, I did get my protein. I used to get protein powder. I think at the time it was Myoplex or Myoplex Deluxe. Some of you that are old enough will remember that, actually. I remember I had the Myoplex, then I had the Deluxe or the Mass because I wanted to put on size, and it used to come in packets, I remember. So I would get that, but I was very clever with it. I wouldn't take the whole pack. I would split the pack in two just to prolong it, obviously. And I did that. Even if I had like a protein tub, I wouldn't take 2 scoops like they always say. I just took 1 scoop. And then I bought eggs. I mean, freaking fridge was filled with eggs. I'll tell you guys the story in a minute. And another thing that I stacked up on was can of tuna. Can of tuna is a good, I usually just get the plain one so it wasn't salty or anything. And I would have stacks of that in my cabinet. So one day my brother came to visit me, and I remember he came down from Atlanta. He came up from Atlanta, and basically he came to my house in my little studio apartment, and he was like, dude, what do you have here? You just have eggs and tuna, that's it. And he was laughing at me. He actually was like, I'm gonna order pizza. And I was like, no, I can't have that. He was like, no, that's for me. I don't care what you eat. I'm not really interested. I don't want a bunch of eggs and tunas and make brown rice, and I don't want that. So it was fine, but that's just giving you, we joked and laughed about it, but that just gives you an idea of how I stacked up. Obviously I didn't have the money to go eating out every day or to make, you know, my meals every day in terms of like buy this, go grocery shopping every day. I just bought a stack of food that I could economize for the month or 3 weeks, and I knew it'd last me until my next paycheck. So you just have to be smart with that. One of the other things I used to do when I needed like a treat or anything, we used to have a Chinese food place just literally round the corner from me. And what I would do when I wanted to mix it up a bit, I would go there, and I remember at the time you get like the chicken wings, like fried chicken wings or fried chicken legs, I think 4 for $1 or 4 for $2 or something like that. And I used to just go there and I'll buy fried chicken. They knew me actually. The guy knew me all the time. He knew exactly what I wanted, because when I went there, I'll get my chicken, my fried chicken. For me, that was like my treat. That was actually my treat. So long story short, basically, I would make my food. So I'll boil my rice, I'll boil some eggs, I would open a can of tuna, and then I would get my chicken wings. So when I bought 4, I would basically eat 2 and keep the other 2 in the fridge and warm it up later in the microwave or whatever. So this was, and it's crazy because, and then I would get my greens. So I would have like a bag of salad. I mean, I used to get my salad every other day or so. So when I actually made my food, my plate was actually colorful. I would never forget this. I remember my brother bought his pizza and he was like, yeah, this is great. So I made my food. I went into the Chinese place, I bought my chicken wings, I came back, I boiled my eggs, I made my rice, I opened up a salad, opened up a can of tuna. So when I was done, my plate actually looked really good. And my brother was like, yo, that looks really good. That's actually really good. But the thing is, and he actually wanted some, he actually tried it. When you're on a low budget, put something together. The only thing that I could say is that you would eat like that regularly all the time. But I became used to it. I used to tell people, and you've probably seen some of my videos, I don't eat for taste. When I was competing, when I was trying to live that lifestyle in terms of just as a competitor, I ate as fuel. That was fuel for me. It wasn't, oh, okay, I need a pizza. That's why I said, you know, I have an African background, so I didn't grow up with pizza. I didn't grow up with ice cream. I didn't grow up with none of that. You know, I mean, rice and chicken was like standard, you know. Rice and fish, rice and chicken was what I kind of grew up in. And yeah, the African sauces sometimes are a bit heavy and they're tasty and stuff like that. That's the bad part. But I got used to it where I made my rice and I had some kind of protein and then I had a salad. It's just really simple and it actually works. So if you're on a low budget, make sure you budget it out. I mean, the next video I'm probably gonna do, I'm gonna actually go to a grocery store and buy these things so you guys can actually see that, you know, on $100 or $50, whatever it is, you can get your bag of rice, your bag of potatoes, your oats, your egg whites, your protein, and you can have these, the staple. I always call them the staple in stock in your house so you can eat normal and still feed the body the necessary nutrients that it needs to grow. And that's the key thing. So when I did my plate, it looked like, yo, this is very nice. It looked expensive a bit actually, but what, a couple dollars, $2, $3, $4 maybe, no more than $5 for that. So it was good. You just have to be smart with that. When I had my protein shakes, the only time I had 2 scoops was after my post-workout. Other than that, if I was having protein any other time, it was just 1 scoop. and I used to just ration it out. And that's basically how I survived. But it worked for me. I was able to stay on a very low budget, get my staples, have them in place, and just, you know, I didn't have the luxury, obviously, of going out and stuff like that. That's why I always tell people, you know, make sure you're very aware of the people you hang out with and what you do. They need to be able to see your vision and be able to actually be able to work on that journey with you. So you don't want to live that kind of lifestyle, you know, economizing and doing all of that and being, you know, obviously, careful with your meals and your diet and everything, but then hanging out with friends that actually are going out every time, because you're not going to be able to afford that. It takes a lot of patience and dedication. It's very hard to see it through. I mean, to eat that way and live that way for a year, 2 years, 3 years is very tough. You have to be consistent with it. You have to be dedicated. And that's why I say, when people that live this kind of lifestyle have to be very wary of people that they hang around with, because you cannot live this lifestyle and then have a girlfriend that wants you to take her out every day and do this and do that, or even hanging out with the boys every day or every other day, or even on the weekends, every weekend. For me, it was seldom did I go out. You know, yeah, it's in the beginning, you have to put in that work. The way I look at it, you can say, oh, that's not having a life, that's not this. But people that are dedicated and have a vision, they know exactly what they want. And anything that's rewarding, anything that's worth it, is definitely, it doesn't come easy. So there is some kind of sacrifice. There's something you have to pay for that, to get that reward. And in terms of the lifestyle as a successful competitor, you have to put in the dedication, you have to put in the work. There are many times you're just going to be doing it by yourself. A lot of people don't see the hard work. They don't see the grind. They don't see the journey. They just see the results. You know, you look good, good abs, great shoulders, great chest, but they don't know it took you 2 or 3 years to build that. They don't know it took you 2 or 3 years to eat properly and to set that kind of lifestyle for yourself. So when people say that, you know, it's great and everything. I mean, we all like good accolades and compliments, etc. But there's a lot more to it than just looking great. You have to put in the dirty work. And putting in the dirty work is doing it when no one else sees it. No one else is around. That's why it's more of a solitary kind of lifestyle. You work, train, eat, sleep, go to work, after work, go to the gym, you know, prepare your meals. You're preparing your meals by yourself, you're eating, you're being diligent, staying on the clock, doing all these things all by yourself and no one knows. But when you do compete, when you look great on stage, when you have pictures and videos and everything, people say like, oh, that's great. But there is a lot of work to it. So a lot of you know that. A lot of you probably compete. I mean, I'm sure that's why I received this email about doing a video about how do you budget. I always try to go for the healthy options. Even when I'm buying stuff, like when I buy bananas or fruits, I try to go for more organic stuff. When I'm rice, brown rice, you know, I mix it up. I do have white rice, but I have brown rice as well. So you want to always try going for the better option. This is very hard, obviously, on a low budget. But when you start out, if you stick to these principles of having the basic staple stuff that you have, and then you can add to it when you have the extra money or so, you'll be fine. What's hard is trying to go out and go grocery shopping every other day or every 2 days or 3 days. On a budget like that, you're just gonna be spending a lot more money. So find also supermarkets that are cheap, that you can get your stuff, you know, and you can stack up. Stacking up is the key to success as a bodybuilder. You stack up on your food, on your staple items that's gonna last you 3 to 4 weeks until your next paycheck or your next money coming. If you live by these principles, you will do very well. It will be a good solid foundation. Why? Because 1, you're economizing. 2, you're building a habit that you're going to follow through all the time, and it's month by month by month. And 3, this will keep you dedicated. The more dedicated you are, then the better it is. I hope you guys take something from this. I really appreciate all the support, all the love. Hope you guys like this video. If you do, please make sure you subscribe, you like and comment, and keep sending the messages and let me know what you want to see next, because I'm more than happy to bring it to you guys. And I'm going to do a variety of talking videos like this, a variety of nutritional stuff, a variety of training, so you guys just have hundreds of stuff to choose from and check out. Okay guys, thank you so much for all the support. Until next time.